Yo, my name is Obey Gray, and I'm here to show you how I made the artwork for my upcoming single, The Watcher, coming out on this July the 11th. Now, first and foremost, I hear from a lot of people that they can't afford artwork or they just generate something with AI, and I'm here to say you don't need to always do that. So let's dive into how I did this one. First, I come out to a service like Envato Elements, and I find some good assets. So in this case, I'm big into celestial, moon, watchful eye, Buddhist imagery, stuff like that. And so I was able to snag a bunch of these assets, and then I came across one I really liked. However, it's not a perfect one-to-one match for my style. It's still handmade by an artist, but I want to kind of dial it in. So let's do that together. Over here, I've gone ahead and created a Photoshop project file, and I've dumped in our vector assets. Vector assets important. That means that we can blow it up to billboard size if we need, which we do sometimes, or we can shrink it all the way down to sticker size without losing quality. And so when we start with that, I've got it here in Photoshop, but I'm not a big fan of how crisp and beautiful it is, because I know that for my personal branding anyway, everything needs to have a little bit of grit and gray. So on here, let's go ahead and duplicate this, and then I personally did a smart filter, a dry brush smart filter, that's going to bring us A, some grays and blacks back into the cover art, and B, a little bit of grunge. So let's go ahead and turn that on, and now look, already we've got some mood, we've got some vibes, but it's not perfect, it's not fully dialed in, but we're more than halfway there, so keep walking with me, keep walking with me. Now I'm going to turn on this brightness and contrast adjustment layer just to bring up the deeper blacks and make sure that things are a little more rich. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add a texture on top. It's a little subtle. It's kind of that film grain if you pay attention on the side in the background. I like that because if we're working with digital art, and digital art is technically perfect most of the time, a lot of my stuff is the fusion, the dichotomy of analog and digital. So if we can take an analog VCR profile, which is what this is, and dump it on top, that's pretty nifty. Next, let's go ahead and take it up another step. I've got a pack of scanned-in plastic overlays, as in someone took a plastic overlay, put it on a flatbed scanner, scanned it in, and then if we add it on top of our project file, boom, we've got a bit of that grit. It kind of looks, instead of like plastic, like someone's dry brush on top of the film grain, and I really, really like that look. But we're not done yet. Remember, I want gray, black, and white. However, with most of my designs, I always add a pop of color just to see what it looks like. So let's see what it looks like. Let's take that back off, Okay. Let's see, text hit in the middle, how's that look? The Watcher, not a fan of that either. Okay, take that off. What about if we took what we have here and inverted it? Okay. And then what if we made a copy down here for a stronger border on it? Okay, now we're starting to cook. Now, what are we missing here? It's a label release. My name is Obey Gray, and the label is Grand Alliance. Boom. Wait a minute. Let's Control-0 to get it to match the screen. Let's Control-H to get rid of our guides. I think it looks pretty good. In fact, I think that looks like the actual cover art, which is good timing because, again, I'm here to remind you that on July 11th, you can download the song you're hearing in the background right now. So hit the comments for a pre-save link. I hope you like the mini tutorial or whatever. And in the meantime, keep your eyes to the sky.